Hey everybody, it's Mark. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tobacco. Now, I've done some research over this, and some of these numbers really blow my mind, and they might blow yours too. Now, what is tobacco? Tobacco is a poisonous plant. How so? Well, the plant contains and possesses a poison called nicotine. Tobacco plants contain nicotine as a natural defense to keep their bugs away from their leaves, and to these insects, it the nicotine is a powerful neurotoxin, so it's not very good for them. Now, nicotine is also a stimulant, therefore it can be addicting to humans when consumed. What does that mean for us? Black teeth. Great. Tobacco smoke can contain over 4,000 chemicals according to studies. 250 of these chemicals are harmful to humans, and over 50 of them can cause cancer. Now, dried tobacco leaves are mainly used for smoking in cigarettes, cigars, pipe tobacco, but there are other forms of tobacco, such as snuff, chewing tobacco, dipping tobacco, and snus. Those are the non smoke versions of it. Now, tobacco plants are produced worldwide. However, in the United States, the plant is cultivated in the northeastern states such as Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia, and even Philadelphia. Tobacco is a global epidemic, and it remains the single largest preventable cause of death and disease in the United States. Tobacco is a major risk in human health, because it creates so many diseases, and these diseases mainly affect the heart, liver, and lungs, and the main organs that the body needs to survive. Now, cigarette smoking kills more than 480,000 Americans every year, with more than 41,000 of these deaths are from exposure to secondhand smoking. Secondhand smoking, 41,000 people die from secondhand smoking. Didn't even pick it up. Smoking related illnesses in the United States cost more than $300 billion a year, including $170 billion in direct medical care for adults and $156 billion in lost productivity. Now, smoking increases the risk of stroke by 50% amongst men and 60% for women. Women, be careful because it hits you a lot harder than it hits men. Now, smokers gain noticeable characteristics such as stained nails and teeth, wrinkles, and even grayish skin, which is kind of weird, I thought. And that's not including your freaking breath. I mean, the ashtray smell in your mouth is just disgusting. No one wants to smell that. Unfortunately, men are not the only susceptible to smoke related deaths. Women account for 39% of all smoking deaths worldwide, which I thought was ridiculous. Now, history once emphasized that men were the major consumers of tobacco. However, today adolescents and young adults, both male and female, take over the toll of tobacco, which is crazy. Okay, listen to this. Tobacco use typically starts at the age of 16. They're not even legal adults yet, and they're in tobacco, which I thought was crazy. And because the adolescent's brain is still developing and it's growing, and the nicotine really messes up the brain. And due to this, vulnerability to 6 million teens in the US smoke while knowing the effects. And to me, it's like, why would you smoke? I mean, it'll mess up your brain, and you still do it. But that's other people. Now then, more than 90% of adult smokers started when they were teens, and early age smokers have the most trouble quitting. I I found that to be pretty obvious because they've been doing it for so many years. But the fact that 90% of them were doing it as teens kind of blows my mind. Unfortunately, one of the reasons children pick up smoking is due to the parent use of tobacco. Now, statistics prove that children with parents that smoke or use tobacco are more than twice as likely to pick up that bad habit. More than twice as likely. So practically they're gonna do it. And even though there's a current law that prevents advertising tobacco to adolescents, 20% of American teens are smokers. 3 million adolescents are smokers around the world. Now, these numbers are pretty ridiculous, but this is the research I've done and these numbers I found. And it said that 3,000 teens that smoke today, 1/3 of them will die from smoking related problems. Really, guys? 1,000 kids die from smoking. And that's why. Why would you do it if you know it could really cause your death? Plus, smoking can really lead to other bad habits such as marijuana and illicit drugs. And that that's a whole nother topic. And that's a whole nother speech I want to say because marijuana and other drugs like cocaine, they're they're way worse than just smoking. However, they create chaos in the human brain. So, but that's another speech. So that's mainly what I've put together. A lot of these facts I've looked up, watched videos on, people describe, I've read up on it. All these numbers I sort of averaged them out some. You know, you read numbers here and you read them there and they're different, but this is what I put together and just to kind of educate you guys on how much that really is. So, all in all, guys, smoking, let's stay away from it. Let's not do it. Let's try to keep our friends from doing it. Let's keep our family out of that position. Let's stop smoking, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.